Who doesn't love a good movie night? Large screen, good sound quality, and your favorite streaming app? Well, Ultimea has sent me their brand new Poseidon E40 Projector, and they say it offers all of that and so much more. So there's really just one more question to address. Is this good or bad tech? I make weekly videos helping people like you save money by reviewing the newest tech on the market. If you enjoy this kind of content, the best way to support me is hitting the subscribe button right down below. The Ultimea E40 is a complete all-in-one projector, built-in speakers, Android TV OS. Damn, it even has a built-in carrying handle that doubles as a stand. As an extra bonus, they also sent me their D70 soundbar. So we'll have a chance to both review the sound quality that comes built into the E40 and also try it with a more enhanced experience. I really love the physical design of the E40. Instead of utilizing width, they utilized height, which makes this fit in a number of different places that a normal projector couldn't. The device is made out of a really high quality plastic, and it has some really nice accent pieces and a strong metal handle. For ports, it has an HDMI, a power port, a USB, and a headphone jack. Not including 2 USB ports is a bit of a miss, and I'm going to explain why a little bit later in the video. The setup process is extremely easy. It can be set up in multiple different ways, including using any typical stand. It can be mounted to the ceiling, or easiest of it all is utilizing the built-in stand. Only weighing around 6 pounds, this easy drop-down stand makes it so your projector can sit at the perfect angle while on a flat surface. This is super useful. Typically, I would have to place a book under the projector, or I would have to put the actual projector box underneath it so it raises the screen up just a little bit. This totally takes away that problem. Plug it in, add some batteries to the remote, and Android 11 is going to boot up in seconds. The system setup is very similar to a device like an NVIDIA Shield or another Android TV based box, so it only takes a few minutes. Autofocus works excellent. Just like a lot of other projectors, you can also adjust the angle of the corners of the screen. This is really useful if you can't necessarily put yours exactly flat. I also wanted to test out the obstacle avoidance, and it actually worked pretty good. So I moved one of my monitor screens right in the way of the projector, and when I booted it up, instead of creating this large screen, it actually created a screen in whatever space was available on this white surface. So if you have like a family painting or photo you don't want to take down, this totally solves that problem. Now, on the topic of operating systems, running Android OS was a clutch move. Although it's only Android 11 and not the newest Android TV 14, a lot of devices still use this version, and it's going to be compatible for years to come. A huge portion of projectors on the market run their own web-based OS, and I have said time after time, stop doing this. Web OS sucks. It's terrible. App compatibility across a system like that is very limited, so often you can only install major apps like Netflix or Prime Video, and sometimes not even all of the official apps. Now, this runs an official version of Android TV, which means Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus all run extremely smooth. Running Android TV OS also opens up a whole world of customization that you just don't have on other operating systems. Right, but here's my major beef with the one USB port, and it comes with this. It's a mistake a lot of companies make, including a very bad remote. You have this smooth system, it runs great, and the place that you save money is a remote that has some of the worst lag input I think I've ever tried. Trying to input a username or search something with this remote is completely pointless, which means you might want to attach a keyboard remote that uses something like a dongle, and a dongle uses a USB port. So yes, we do have one, but what happens when you want to turn this into an emulation machine and you need to plug in another USB drive? You have to go out of your way to get an additional hub. It really just doesn't make sense to not include at least 2 USB ports, and honestly, probably 2 HDMI ports at this price point, but still a pretty solvable problem. The recommended screen size is up to 120 inches, and I can confirm that definitely stands true. This is a 1080p native projector with 4K supported content. It also offers 1000 lumens, and at that brightness, it should be more than clear in both ambient and somewhat daylight settings. I'm not talking about bringing it outside in the sun, but if you have a little bit of sun shining through your windows, you should still be able to use it. Now, I tested it in 3 different environments with a little bit of lights on, a major light on, and complete darkness. And the colors were excellent. Although I'm disappointed this is not 4K, the 1080p is crisp and crystal clear. Even with the big fluorescent light on, LED lights in the background, I still got a very usable picture on my projector screen. Now for a 1080p projector, it's one of the clearest and most vivid picture qualities I have tested yet. But I do want to point out at this price point, you are starting to touch the surface of 4K projectors. So that is something you need to keep in mind. Okay, sound test time, because one area I always criticize with devices, if you're going to include a built-in speaker, it better be good enough to use. Don't just include one because you want to call it an all-in-one experience. So the E40 comes compatible with Dolby Audio and has a built-in 20-watt speaker. So I decided we're going to do 3 separate tests, starting with listening to just the audio of the E40. From there, we're going to compare it to one of the Orzen projectors that I have reviewed that also has Dolby Audio and also has 20 watt worth of speakers. And for the third test, we're going to juice it up with the B30 Pro soundbar. Now this is a 2.1 channel soundbar with a built-in subwoofer. So let's start with just the E40. Has really good depth, and after using this for a number of days, I can definitely say you can use this device completely by itself and be fairly satisfied with the audio quality. It actually has pretty good depth, even in some major action scenes on movies. Now let's listen to a little bit of this compared to the Orzen D1 Pro. A lot of mixed comments about my first Temu Tech video. Now, a lot of you said I didn't give Temu a chance, and a lot of mixed comments about my first Temu Tech video. Now, a lot of you said I didn't give Temu a chance. I've done a lot of promotions for Orzen. I have to give this one a little edge. It's not a huge edge, but the audio does sound just a tiny bit better coming from the E40. And lastly, let's juice it up. Now, I like a lot of things about this company, but this B30 Pro, I think I said D70 at the beginning of the video, I was wrong. That's not it. I honestly, I actually think I prefer the sound quality of just the projector. Although this is a little deeper, it's just not worth the add-on. But really, this thing could be the best projector in the world, but we all know price point matters. Now, the listed price is around that $550 US range. However, like a lot of the projectors, it is constantly on sale. I typically see it around $400, both on Amazon or just directly through their website, where the B30 Pro soundbar goes for around $50. Now this is where it's a bit of a tough spot for me. It's a great projector, but I do think the price is just a little bit too expensive. Personally, for me, this sits better at around that $350 price point. This definitely places it on the higher priced ends of 1080p projectors, and it brings you to a closer price point where you have a lot of options on the market. The soundbar, I would just pass on. I think there's just better soundbars at around the same price point. So is this good or is it bad tech? And the answer for me is it's good tech. It is genuinely really good. It really just gets down to the nitty-gritty where you have to decide, do you want to pay a little extra money for a slightly more premium design with a handle, or get a 1080p projector for like $100 less that's going to do a lot of the same things, maybe just look a little worse. But that's up to you guys. I'm just here to help you make that decision. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.